Good morning.
Good morning.
So the other day I was working on finishing up as high up on this backside as I can with the ladders, and I got to thinking I better figure out how much siding I think this is going to take, and then how much we have, and then how much the other side is going to take. And I am thinking we're going to be short like 21 pieces.
Which I don't understand.
Me neither. So I think we need to refigure this backside and then count again and see how many pieces we have. So when we had the house figured for siding, we never subtracted for any of the windows or for any of the doors. So I would have thought we would have had more than enough left over, but by calculating, we're not. And my concern is I don't want to use up all the siding we have and have just enough, or not enough, I should say, to do out back here when the lift comes, because the siding is going to have to get ordered and it's going to take probably a week or two to get. So we've got to get this figured out before we go on with siding the other side or before the lift comes back. So we gotta get this figured out, and then we can finish up like the soffit and this side. The issue with calculating how much siding we need is we're at a peak, so that we use more down here and then it goes less, 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 and less. So you're trying to figure out how much you think that's gonna use for pieces when it gets longer, and then as it goes up, shorter. So I figured we need 61 more pieces to do this, and we have about 66 pieces left on the trailer, and then we still need 21 more pieces for the other side. So
if we didn't take out for windows and doors and we hardly have any leftovers, like scrap, we're not like wasting, then I don't know why we don't have enough, but maybe it's the way the peak, because we have the overhangs that takes more or something. But it feels like every time we measure, we're a little bit short.
So what I figured is we used 1, 2.5. So for 2 more feet, we're gonna need 2.5. 24 divided by 4 equals 6. Okay. You're gonna need, and then 4 feet of it. You know, if you go to the next sheet and you just figure the next sheet of it. 48 divided by 4 equals 12. Plus 8 equals 20. Up there, you're just over 16 feet, so another 4. 96 divided by 4 equals 24, plus 20 equals 44. So I don't know, we either have just enough,
and then we move on until we have the lift.
Correct, because we're either going to have just enough or we're going to be just short. So I'd rather be just short down there. So the hard part is we don't want to have too many left over, or we don't want to have not enough, because it's not really like a special order, just they don't keep it locally, so it's going to take a week or 2 to get it. And we got to make sure they have the paint color in stock. Now that it's building season, it might take longer. So if it's 40 pieces here, we'd have enough to do here and that side. But I still don't want to do that side until this is done. Because say we get this all done and we're short however many 5 pieces, we can order them and wait before we do that side.
So the main concern is just to make sure we have enough to at least do this side, because we can always order for that side, but once we have the lift here, we need to finish this.
Right, we don't want to have to wait a week or 2. So we got to make sure we have enough on hand so when we get the other lift here, that we can just finish this and go.
We never thought this siding was going to take this long.
No. First it was weather.
It's been the weather, really.
Right, and then the lift not reaching.
Whoa. But on a more positive note, this looks so much better than over here.
Right, and over here I can tell you we need 21 more pieces.
21 pieces?
And that's easy to figure because it's just a rectangle. The hard part is over there with all of the angles, it just starts changing, so it's hard to get 100% exact measurement. So we're just gonna go verify, make sure we have enough for that, and then we'll start doing our soffit and fascia down here. Only if we would have kept track of how many bundles we used on the front, but we didn't.
I'm pretty sure when we started doing the peak, when I started cutting, I opened up 3 bundles.
Where were we from that point?
We were starting to go up the windows.
Up the windows, and you did 3 and I did 2 bundles. So that's 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bundles left. So we should have more than enough to do the back.
Yeah.
And then we have this one that I had to take down because I made the cuts wrong. This one I didn't like because some of the primer's showing through. And then there was a couple other ones that just had some minor defects. If we had to use them, we could, but I'd rather not if we don't have to, just because they're not, it's like down to the primer or down to the bare wood. Not trying to make this into drama or anything, but I just don't want to run out when the lift is here. All right, let me notch this out and then we can get our pieces started here. I think we'll need 4 pieces total, maybe a little bit over 4 pieces of J-channel, and then we can just bang out the soffit. To wiggle it like a loose tooth. All right, got it.
The real difference I think on this side is when you get the fascia, the tin on the fascia. I think that's gonna make a huge difference because just looking at it, you just see that. Look.
Yeah, it's all just weathered, and even this in here is kind of weathered on some spots. So once it's all covered up, it'll. Bam. So by doing that, it gives you a nice little corner and everything is still attached. Perfect. I like it like a glove. All right, let me get a measurement and then you can get set up and cut. Roughly 24 for this side. Cut one at 10 3/4 and then I'll test fit it. I've been thinking a lot lately about investing, and for me, I want to invest in something tangible, and that is precious metals. I want to thank Genesis Gold Group for sponsoring today's video. We've been trusting Genesis Gold Group with all of our precious metals purchases and investments. If you're looking to invest in precious metals, the Genesis Gold Group can help you with that. There's a couple of different ways to invest in precious metals, which I never knew about until I started learning and researching more about investing in gold and silver and different precious metals. You can invest in a precious metals IRA. So if you want to open an IRA, you can open up a precious metals IRA, or if you already have an existing IRA and you want to transfer it over to a precious metals IRA, the Genesis Gold Group can help you do that. Also, you can use Genesis Gold Group to buy physical precious metals. So if you're looking for silver, gold, or any other precious metals, Genesis Gold Group can help you with that. I never realized it, but you can get precious metals shipped right to your door. So you can go ahead, talk to Genesis Gold Group, set it all up, and you're gonna get your silver, your gold, whatever kind of precious metals you are looking for right to your door delivered. It is so easy and convenient. If you're looking to invest in some precious metals, whether it be physical or with an IRA, check down below in our video description. We're gonna have all the information down there for Genesis Gold Group. I wanna thank Genesis Gold Group for sponsoring today's video and being a trusted place that I can go to and get my precious metals, whether it's physically or investing with an IRA. Thanks Genesis Gold Group for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get on with the project. All right, this should be all figured out. I can slide this end in, put it here, and then we'll just have to cut a little sliver to fill back in on this side. That. Ooh, I like it. Like that. Perfect. I like that a lot. All right, that's all done and lined with J channel. I'm gonna go over to the other side, get the other side lined with a J channel, get a measurement for the soffit material, and Gina can cut all that. I just don't want to go ahead and say, yes, it's the same as this side and have it off a little bit. Because yeah, that wouldn't be any good. So we'll get that figured out. All right, I got this other side all lined. I gave the measurements to Gina and she got all of the soffit material cut. So now we can start getting all the soffit material put up on both sides. And it's gonna change the look of that quite a bit too. All right, they've been working over there with the dozer and the excavator getting it cleared off. Let's go take a peek and see how that's coming. I see him pushing a lot of stuff with the dozer. They got a good amount of it cleared. We're pushing all the stumps and the big rocks down to this end, and then we're able to extend the area. We'll grass this all in and make more pasture over here. It's looking good and it smells amazing. I love that smell of dirt. Can't wait to see this all grassed in and our 2 building locations down here. We're getting there. It's still gonna take some more time. All right, let's get some of these up and installed. Okay, so we can put one full one in and we'll have a little piece. I like that. I'd rather have to have a little piece instead of almost a full one, because that full one we can nail in place and then make a little sliver. So let's get one more full one up. There's gonna be 2 inches. This will be fun. Let's see how that goes. I like that. This wind over here is terrible today. Having that soffit up there just changes that look so much. Now we can do the siding and this fascia trim and get this side all buttoned up and see what it looks like. I'm curious to see how they're laying in the nesting boxes. I see 2 eggs out there. Let's see. Ooh. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 2 in itself. Nice. Keep them in there for a few more days. We'll let them rearrange and see how they end up doing. Look how clean those are. I like that. That works slick. It's looking good over here. Got quite a bit done today. I'm gonna say we got like 3/4 of it done. There's about a quarter left to get stumped and cleared. Then we'll just have to figure out the 2 spots we want to level off so we can build 2 buildings over here and then get the rest of it dragged and some grass seeds spread and we can get some grass growing. We'll want to do that before it gets too far into summer, because trying to grow grass in the summertime when it's dry, not too fun. Yeah, we got a good amount done. We just have over here now that needs to get cleared off, so it's looking good. Good morning. I had to quit yesterday and not put up the black fascia tin because it was so windy. I was gonna destroy it. So this morning it's calm. I'm hoping it stays calm. We can get up and get the fascia trim put up. We need to check on the meat birds first to see how they're doing overnight, feed them. I'm assuming they ate all of their food and drank all their water. I'm having to fill it up twice a day, both of the water and the food. And good morning. You guys are looking good. Your water's all gone, and so is your food, just like I thought. Let me get you some more. So the meat birds have been eating 2 scoops of grain a day, which is awesome because that means they're gonna grow quickly, and then we can get them outside as long as the weather stays nice in like another week and a half. If not, we'll put them on this side when the other meat birds come, and they can stay in here until they're ready to go outside. I'm actually gonna switch over their waterers this morning to their bigger ones because I've been filling those little ones up twice a day and they keep getting bone dry. They've grown quite a bit since we got them the other day, so I can put the bigger water in and they'll be able to reach it. That'll do. Good morning, pigs. I need to remember to get them some more straw tonight. They have really broken all that straw down in their housing. It's perfect bedding for them right now, but it's supposed to get down to 26 degrees tonight. So I think that's tonight. So I should give them some fresh bedding so they can really get under there and hide and sleep. I should go do that right now. I'm just checking on their feed situation. They still got plenty of grain in here. All right, we got some straw. It's supposed to be a chilly one tonight, guys. So I want to make sure you got plenty of bedding to stay warm. I know, you're not gonna like it when I put it in there. I told you. Ouch. You gotta come out. There you go. Now you got some fresh bedding to stay warm tonight. Yep, just for you guys. All right, let's see how long this lasts them. You guys thirsty? I'd say so. Well, I was just about to say there is no wind, but there's a little bit of wind. It just started picking up. But I'm still gonna try to get the fascia done. Hopefully we can get it and we don't ruin the metal. What ends up happening if it gets too windy is it takes that flashing and just bends it in half, and yeah, makes it no good. So I'm gonna get up here, I'm gonna screw off this pine and just make sure it's secured good, and then we'll put the flashing on so that way if anything decides to curl up later on, we don't have it covered in flashing. So we'll put a few screws in it, then we can get the flashing on there, and it's gonna look so pretty. I'm gonna put that flashing on hold because I had bent that for the front and the rear, and the sides are different, so I'd have to cut off about a ½ inch. I need to get some more coil stock to bend up more anyway, so instead of using the stuff I already have bend up that'll work on the back, when I get that, I'll bend it up for this side. So we're gonna put that on hold. We'll finish siding this off. We'll have to wait, and we got to figure out what we're gonna do with the roof now because we had some samples ordered and they can't get the samples. Every time they call the company says, yep, they're in the mail. We're working with a local building supply company where we got our LP Smart siding, our trim, and a bunch of stuff from, and they've been great. But whoever they can get metal roof shingles from haven't been. And like I was talking to the guy this morning, even if those samples do show up, say today, it's been a month that we've had them on order, and they keep telling them that, yep, they're in the mail. What is it going to be like to get enough shingles to do the whole roof? Because I don't want to have to wait months and months and months to get that. So I've got another couple of ideas on that. I got to see what Gina wants to do, and then hopefully we can get that ordered and get this roof overhang done. It is definitely a bummer that we're not able to side the back and everything right now, because I had everything planned and laid out to do the greenhouse side, the front, then get on the back, and then do this side and do the soffit material. So that's what's kind of messing me up right now, is I don't want to side this side yet, because if we run out of siding, I'd rather have it be in a low spot, because if I need to wait for siding, I can just do that with ladders. That's no big deal. And all this fascia material was bent to go out back because I knew I didn't have enough on hand, and I was going to bend it up later for the other sides. Now that I'm thinking of it, but that was my game plan. So my game plan's a little messed up, so we're just going to have to adapt and overcome. That's part of building and construction, is nothing ever goes the way you think it's gonna. All right, I'll have to remember which way these go, but this is for right above the window. Finally had to break down and get a new air hose. The other one we have, I've had that for years, and I dropped a hammer, I believe, on it. I think that's what it was a hammer, when I was doing the roof framing of the first post and beam barn we built, and I spliced it together. But last time I was using the air hose, it was leaking constantly and I couldn't get it to stop. So I had to buy a new hose, but I don't know. This one's pretty stiff. I'm not liking that. So 88.5. Perfect. A little bit. All right, I just got to nail off under the windows with finish nails. There we go. See if this one's been done. No, this one needs it too. Perfect. I like it. All right, we're gonna take a look and check on to see how the beaver dam is that we dug out. I'm curious to see if it blew out any more over the spring floods or what it looks like. So let's go take a ride. time we were coming in here, this was all covered in snow.
Bumpy.
This is so low. We were up to almost the top of the grass before. All down here is blown out, so we still got plenty of flowing water. It's just that dam must have let go a good amount.
Look at that. That's nuts.
Yep, that really did blow out good.
Like, I would be all right if you played over here right now. It's probably cold still.
These are all
Wow.
chutes that the beaver had dug out and got water flowing over here, so they would have made this little pond. They dug that all out. They dug this chute out to flood out. So what the beavers did is they built this dam up, flooded everything out, made little canals to make that pond. They dug the pond out, and there's a bunch of little fingers all throughout here. Like there's one right there. That dead grass, that's a canal that they had dug out because they had all this flooded at one point. This used to be a hayfield back in the day.
I see weird marks.
So I don't know if it's a coon.
Do you think that's a beaver?
No, it's not a beaver. So it's either a coon or like a fisher cat.
Yeah, look at it's got a bunch of toes.
Yeah, might be a raccoon coming over here. Look how low this is. So this was all flooded out up over to there and to the top.
Wow. Like
So-
you can see where you pulled it out.
I pulled it out and it was probably half that height. And what I was hoping for would happen is all the flowing water from the flooding blew out the rest of the dam. So it's down to where it should be.
You don't
Deep right there.
have any rubber boots or anything on.
Nope, better not fall in. Now this is all beaver dam still right here. That's crazy. This is all dam that they had built up. This all right here is beaver dam. That's all stuff that they had dammed up. They flooded and started making canals over here and over here. It is just crazy what the beavers are capable of doing and how much land they can destroy by flooding it out. I would have loved to see what this looked like back in the day as a nice hay meadow. So besides humans, beavers are the #1 creature or animal that can be destructive to the land. It's just crazy how much they can do. I'm glad to see that this is down. We'll keep an eye on it now, make sure they don't come back, and it's gonna be interesting to see what it looks like this summer once everything starts to dry out more. We want to reclaim this all back to pasture so we can get sheep and cow down here. That's the goal for the future. All right, it's time to go check out and see how much land they got cleared over there and start thinking about where we're gonna set up the barn and the workshop.
You haven't already been thinking about that? Oh, wow.
So this spot where we're stopped is one of the higher, flatter plateaus. So probably the workshop here, and I don't know if we want the barn in the same area or maybe the barn like over there. I don't know, we gotta get out and look around and see what we think. So we're gonna take all these rocks out and push them down over there. And then this little area needs to get cleaned. So other than this, that, and that, this area is all wide open. It's coming out really good. It's not as flat as it looks on camera, but it is pretty flat, but there is some contour. Like over here it goes down and then it goes back up, and then it's contoured over here a little bit. But there are some good flat areas, so we just need to let him finish doing his work, and then we'll figure out exactly where we want to put the buildings. So if you guys have any suggestions, leave them down below. Thanks for coming along on our homesteading journey. You guys are a huge blessing to us in our homestead, and we'll see you right back here in the next video. Bye.
Bye.